Hello everyone, it's Marla. Welcome back to Twinstrology. We're going to do a pick a card reading today for the Lionsgate. Happy Lionsgate, everyone. If you're catching this after the Lionsgate though, that's okay too. Whenever this reading calls you, it is timeless, so you will find a message in it for you. But if you're watching it during the Lionsgate, this is a message about what the Lionsgate is bringing to you, or what you need to know about what's happening in your life right now. So we have 3 picks. The first one is some new moons, and the card has dragons and a unicorn on it. It is a new moon in Leo today, right on the Lionsgate. We have an owl, an Aqua or owl with some swans. That's number 2. And number 3 is a black dragon head and a card with a dragon on it. So go ahead and make your pick, and I'll put the timestamps below. Okay, if you chose number 1 and those new moons, your theme is manifestation. Your dreams have untold energy. Open the door and let them live. Desire and belief are your power. So the message around this Lionsgate for you is all about manifestation and the things that you're bringing in. There's a lot of timeline shifting right now, and that is opening up the door to accelerated manifestation. So the message from your spirit guides is that manifestation is something that's really happening for you right now, and they want you to focus on that. Your dreams right now have energy. The things that you're creating, they have this energy behind them, and they are coming into fruition. Second message from the Starseed Oracle is deep cellular healing. Deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional well-being. So another message here is that you're undergoing a lot of healing. This healing is actually taking place at a cellular level. There's a lot of things being cleared out of your physical body in order to make way for this manifestation. This is part of a portal, that is aligning you with your manifestations. Some of you are healers yourself. I would say that for most of you, this card is going to represent the deep healing that you're currently going through. But for some of you, this is also talking about who you are as a healer, and that's something that you're going to be manifesting. Maybe a new role, new mission work as a healer, or up-leveling your energy. Some of you may even feel connected to the Arcturians, who are, really wonderful healers. And we can learn so much from the Arcturians about healing. That is their primary energy. So for a lot of you, you're going to be undergoing maybe some physical challenges or some emotional stresses as well, some emotional periods, because of this deep cellular healing that's going on. There's a lot of things being cleared out of our DNA, karma being cleared out from our DNA, and that's another way that we're healing. But these things need to be taken care of. They need to go through this healing process because subconsciously they're blocking the things that you're trying to create. It's like when you want something but you have a fear of it at the same time. Okay, so Lionsgate is helping you bring your subconscious and your conscious desires into alignment to create this portal. There is a lot of energy moving through you at this time as well because of this deep cellular clearing. And you want to take it easy. You want to rest. So, make sure you're aware of what's going on in your body and act accordingly. So what's kind of going on with you right now? What are you needing to bring to your situation right now? I'm going to use some Majestic Earth Tarot cards. And look at this one, this first one that comes up. The Strength card with this beautiful pair of lions on it. Just in time for Lionsgate. And this card, is confirming what I said about the energy moving through you, the changes that you're actually grounding in your life. It's taking a lot of your physical strength. For some of you, that's going to be emotional strength as well. It just depends on how that clearing is happening for you. For some of you, it might even be both physical and emotional clearing. But these lions are coming through to let you know how powerful you are and how connected you are to this Lionsgate. This may be an important time for you to have courage as well. I feel like the energy right now is more of a void than a time for taking action. However, a lot of the clearing that we're going through is preparing us to take action when the time is right. And that means that we're needing to develop courage. I also pulled for you the Hermit. Okay. So yeah, I feel like with what I just said, right, it's more of a void right now. It's more of just focus on what we're creating. It's having those dreams, having the inspiration of what it is we want to do, rather than taking action. And they're saying now is a time for you to hermit yourself. I hope you can see in this card that there's a lot of stuff in the background, mountains and rock formations. This actually looks like rock formations that you see in Monument Valley, which is kind of weird based on the rest of the picture. But this stuff back here is like cloudy or fogged in. It's not clear. Only what's in the foreground is clear. And I feel like that's coming through as a message for you, because what is further out there on the timelines is not going to be clear, because it's actually in the process of manifesting. And you need to let go of how it's going to be manifesting and just be. Don't try to push for it. Don't worry about it. Just do your hermiting. Do the things that bring you joy. That's the most important thing. So if being social is what brings you joy, then go ahead and be social. But for a lot of you, starseeds and empaths and light workers, you know, when you get in this energy, you just want to be alone. But yeah, they're saying try to bring inspiration to yourself. Read or focus on something that you love. Do crafts, go for walks, be with nature. A lot of you are going to find that Spirit is giving you a lot of free time right now, so that you can just relax and be in that state of pleasure and inspiration and relaxation rather than pushing. All you need to do right now is focus on bringing yourself into alignment. 3 of water. Okay, so 3 of water is a card about collaboration. And I feel like the message for you is that likely Spirit is connecting you with fellow collaborators. The things that you're manifesting may take a team or a group of people, and so you're connecting with that. A lot of you are connecting with new friends, new social groups. There's an expansion of your circle. For some people might be falling away and new people coming in. But it's going to be all about collaboration. Again, you don't know exactly how these collaborations are going to work out, but just stay open to the energy of partnership. And it's kind of interesting because on this card we have kind of some similar formations back here. Again, they're in the distance, they're cloudy, they're fogged in. So we are getting a little bit clearer, but there's still a lot that isn't being shown right now because we're just waiting for these timelines to ground. There is this bridge in the background too. I don't know if you can see it. And I feel like these people are coming in and they're acting like a bridge. You're being a bridge for them. And you're just helping each other get to your next point. So these are the things that are happening for you right now. I have a message here from the angels for you. And that is Raphael with the message empathy. Well, of course, Raphael is the healing angel. Healing is the energy of green. So there's a lot of green figuring on this card. And look at how these moons actually match with that. I'm just noticing it. We had a pink quartz and a malachite moon. And we have this pink and green on here. Now the heart chakra is the color of pink and green. So one thing I'm picking up here is that you're going through some heart chakra healing. And there might be a lot of energy moving through your heart chakra at this time. There's also some energy here of awakening because we have a lotus here, this pink flower. And the lotus represents the crown chakra and higher consciousness. And you are going through a big expansion of that to make way for this next level. But the message here is empathy. And I feel like Raphael is saying, have empathy for yourself. As we talked about, you're going through a lot right now. You're going through a lot of changes energetically, and you're really in this preparation phase. Some of you might be being hard on yourself because you're not seeing things manifest right now, and you might be wondering what's wrong with you. You might be wondering, is this thing in alignment with me? Should I give up on it? And the universe is saying, no, don't be hard on yourself. It is coming. This is where you need your strength and your courage to keep going and be patient. it takes time to align these things. I have some messages here from your higher self. The first one is there are subconscious fears affecting our ability to attract love and abundance. The universe is helping us make them conscious so we can easily attract what we want, including each other. Now, these messages are from my Twin Flame Oracle deck, but I'm using them here to get a message from our higher selves. So we need to just adjust the messages a little bit. So what your higher self is saying is that there were still some subconscious energies blocking what you want. I think I mentioned that with this card, the deep cellular healing. Now, you weren't able to see those blocks. You didn't know that they were there. This is coming up for a lot of people now. This new understanding about, oh my God, I still needed to clear this. I thought I did, but I didn't, or something new is coming up. And so a lot of this deep cleansing is to take care of what's been in our subconscious mind and get us into that energetic alignment, whatever it is. But, you know, I know most of you want to attract love and abundance into your life, and just trust that it's coming. I'm going through physical and emotional ascension symptoms. I need space to rest, but from a higher perspective, it's releasing old energy. So another card here clarifying the energetic work that you're doing and the work that you're doing on a cellular level. You're going through ascension symptoms because you are rising and expanding your consciousness. So it's okay to take a break from everything and just be. I wish you could see how we're mirroring each other right now. So what this is telling me is you are getting more and more aligned with what it is you want. You're becoming a mirror, a magnet to that which you want. You may not see it or realize it right now, but it's happening. And that is, those things are going to start showing up in your life soon. Posting another reading for Twin Flames and Divine Loves in a couple days that I just did. And there was a strong message that came through about the fall equinox. And likely we're going to be doing a lot of this clearing through the fall equinox. And then after that, things are going to be more aligned for us. Okay, what is coming up in the future for you that chose manifestation? So the first card is taking shelter. The answers are within. So very much like this Hermit card, there's this time of inner reflection. This inner reflection, this being quiet, being sequestered, just kind of sitting in your own energy is going to be with you for a while. Like I said, probably the next 6 weeks, maybe a little bit longer for some of you. Try not to get frustrated with it. Try to be kind to yourself and just know that it's part of your divine process right now. Surrender to the journey. Release control. So some of you, you know, over the next period of time, the next couple months, you're still going to be in the phase of releasing control. But this man is in the ship and he's got a light guiding him. He's got the full moon here, very bright. And this is saying that you are going to have forward momentum in the future. But what you want to do when that starts to happen is be able to surrender. So many people are getting these lessons and surrender right now and getting highly challenged to just surrender to what is happening in their life. Because that kind of energy of deep surrender is happening more and more as we go forward into the new earth energies. We don't want to go into fear. We don't want to control things, because then we end up blocking things, locking everything up, triggering those old subconscious patterns that we talked about from my deck. We want to just be able to go with the flow and to move through things without having to stop, without having to break. Now, boats, they don't really have brakes, do they? Boats, you can just go with the flow, and you just need to allow the boat to carry you. And that's what's happening. And you have to see the boat is a little bit like your higher self. And just know your higher self is in control, and just hold on tight and go with the flow. Faraway places. Get ready for new horizons. So yeah, this is your manifestation. It's coming. Get ready for new horizons. See the ships? This is where you're getting led to. You're getting led to all of this abundance. So just go ahead and trust your process. What I'm picking up is, for some of you, this is relating to new earth. Some of you have a big mission. You're forerunners to new earth. And this faraway place is it's like the energy of new earth is all I can say. And this is what's coming from the collaboration. It's like coming together in groups and creating new pockets of energy that is going to be shifting things and creating change. This is like a new place. A place that is felt far away for a long time, but I feel like it's getting ready to show up in your world. So the last card that I have for you, number 1, is an Isis Oracle card. And the message is Divine Destiny, Path of the Divine Warrior. I'm just going to read a little bit of this card. The Divine Warrior guides you to your divine destiny. The Divine Warrior energy exists within men and women, has the inner propulsion to continue with the worthy path, even during times of difficulty. When faced with a challenge, a true warrior will summon more of him or herself to the cause. It might be more wisdom, focus, intelligence, and surrender into the divine. The warrior within has great inner resourcefulness and determination. This part of you will lead you to spiritual success. Okay, so the message of this card is, when the going gets tough, don't give up. When the going gets tough, it's the time to connect to your divine warrior and to keep going. It's that strength and courage that they're telling you, or they told you earlier, you need to bring. Don't give up on your manifestations. Okay? You have to have a lot of trust and faith right now. But like I said with these cards about your future, the more, the closer you get to your manifestations, the more courage you're going to need. Because they might require you to act quickly, to make some kind of significant change in your life, to do something that you weren't prepared for, to make way for something new, to change your mindset about something. But you have worked so hard healing and clearing things, and you're almost there. You're almost to that state of surrender where when these things start to show up and you're asked to just do it, you're going to have the strength to do it. You're just going to be able to go for it, and you're going to be aligned with it. If you would like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. I'll put a link below to all of the cards that I used today if you're interested in that. Just a note about my deck, the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle. These cards are now in stock and ready to ship out. If you're interested in that and you've been waiting for them to come in, they are here. I'm going to be posting an unboxing and a reading with them in a few days. Happy Lionsgate, everybody. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you again soon. Thank you for watching. Okay, if you chose the little owl and the swans, this is your message. And this card is about elegance. It is found in the beauty of nature, the lotus waiting to bloom. Be the swan on the water and glide. Well, there's actually a lot in this reading that comes up around the energy of flying or having wings. I mean, right here from the beginning, we have swan and owl. And I didn't really plan it that way. I chose the owl, you know, because the colors looked nice with the swan. But, you know, you'll see this in the other cards too. That I really feel the message for number 2 is you're getting ready to soar in some capacity. For some of you, it might be in a love relationship as well. There might be a person coming into your life or coming back into your life, because we do have these swans here, which represent twin flames and soulmates. Swans mate for life. So for some of you, there'll be a bit of a message around relationship, but I'm not going to make this reading about relationship, you know, itself. But that might resonate with some of you. We also have this lotus on here, and the lotus came up in reading number 1, actually, which tells us that a lot of people are going through expansions in consciousness. The lotus correlates with our crown chakra, so there's an opening of the crown chakra. And another word that's coming to me is purity. Purity and elegance. There's so much white on this card, which represents purity. The lotus and the swan, they're so elegant looking. Swans move so elegantly, the way they glide over the water. So there's something about this energy of elegance in the sense of flying, but it's like being light, being weightless, and being able to move with an elegance, because you're not being weighed down. From the Starseed Oracle, we have the message baby steps. Action. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay. And look at this lovely portal here that she's getting ready to go through. You know, just like the portal that's opening with this Lion's Gate. I feel like, you know, this message that's coming through for you, number 2, is very similar to reading number 1. So if you felt called to number 1 as well, you may want to just listen to that reading too. But the message here is, can you take action without going into a state of fear? Can you trust your intuition? Okay, and Spirit is asking you to take baby steps if you need to. You know, you may not need to leap off the cliff right now, but the importance is that every day you're doing something, you're taking a step, you're taking some kind of action towards the things that you want. It's a time where you really need to trust your intuition. Like I said, you're going through an expansion of consciousness, and that should help you to trust that more than ever. I'm feeling like there's a lot of light beings around you at this time. There's a lot of angels around you at this time as well that are guiding you. You might feel your intuition increasing right now. You may be hearing messages more than ever. But yeah, you may need to go out on a limb, you know, at some point in the near future. So what's going on right now for you? The first card is Judgment. Hoping that there we go. Trying to get it into focus for you. So here again, we have this theme of flying, right? They're being carried by an angel. And as I said, there's a lot of angels around you. You can trust that you can fly. You can soar right now. This is a time for you to be tapping into other dimensions. It may actually be a time where you're not feeling so grounded. And I feel like maybe that's okay because you're in this kind of transition period. And this is part of how you're transitioning, is by lightening yourself. Again, that's coming to me like lightening your load so that you can fly more. This card, Judgment, is about a transformation, right? And in the traditional tarot, we see the souls of the dead being called forward by Archangel Gabriel blowing his horn, and they're rising. It's like you're rising out of this plane into the next plane. Your consciousness is rising. You are ascending. However you want to see it, however you want to say it, that's where you're at right now. It's like you're coming out of some darkness too. You're coming out of like a hole, a black hole, possibly a void, you know, but I think I spoke in number 1 that we're in this void energy. And we're getting ready to actually birth something out of this void. But for you guys, it feels like, this feels like heavy energy to me. but you're dropping it. You're releasing it. And that's how you're getting lighter. And look at this beautiful light here that you're flying towards. Six of water. Okay, so something that you're needing to move through, that's you're lightening your load with, is some stuff that happened in your childhood or some past life energies that are still affecting your inner child. I don't know if you've noticed in these clouds, we have this face of a child. We have the ocean here. There's a cleansing of the past going on. I mean, generally the Six of Cups is a card about love. And I mentioned at the beginning that for some of you, parts of this reading are going to pertain to a love relationship. But with this card, again, this feels heavy. This is like the energy of this dark hole. Okay, and it needs to be cleansed. Needs to be purified. Remember, we've got all this white purity here, but like dark and dark. So maybe there's some things from your past that you're needing to clear away in order to make room for some kind of loving relationship in your life. Or you've got some kind of subconscious fears that are coming up in terms of a relationship. Or maybe just some subconscious fears from your little boy or girl inside that has been difficult for you to transition to the next level of your experience, but that experience is coming now. In fact, I'm looking at this card here, the Starseed Oracle, remember? And it said baby steps. And I'm just making that connection, baby and child. You know, it's kind of, I'm seeing that as a confirmation here of what I'm saying. For some of you too, remember I mentioned that swans mate for life. And if they're separated, usually they're not separated unless one dies. But occasionally swans do divorce or separate. And the other one can die of a broken heart, I said. And so if you're in separation with someone, you might have been struggling with heaviness and a broken heart from that. And maybe that's been limiting your consciousness, limiting you, moving to the next stage, or maybe limit you taking action. Okay, but at this Lionsgate, something here is going to change for you. The third card about what you're going through right now is Creature of Clouds. So this one has rooks on it. And that is actually what they're called in the painting. I would call them a raven or a crow. But I think a rook is a more specific type of them. So the rooks are in their nests here, okay? Well, first of all, we have another type of bird that flies, and we see some of them flying. They're in their nest, okay? Now, this is telling us that it's spring because they're laying eggs, and yet we still have snow on the ground. We still have this very dreary sky. The trees don't have any leaves on them yet. And so I feel there's a message here for you that it can still feel maybe like you're in a bit of that dark energy. You might be doing some purging right now, and that's very common with this Lionsgate energy because we're going through heart expansions as well. Maybe there's some circumstances in your life that are triggering you. I know so many people are going through dark phases, illness and loss, and other types of heavy energy. But Spirit is saying it's okay because something new is coming. Those eggs that you're laying are going to hatch. So it's okay to process the dark, to process the loss, but don't get stuck there. Know that there is some new thing that will come out of whatever kind of loss or sadness you've been facing. Your angel message is from Haniel, integrity. Well, one thing that I'm picking up with this card is the scales. And I feel like balance is a key word of this card. And a key word of what you're needing to bring to your life right now, a state of balance. Some of you, as we said, may be going through some heavier energy. And sometimes that makes it difficult to remember balance or find balance in our life. But there's another message here about doing things with integrity. Doing things for the right reasons. Having a higher alignment with those things. To me, that speaks a little bit similar to this Judgment card. It's like being called through a higher power. Being ready to kind of shed some layers of the ego and really work through the divine energy. It also feels to me like they're saying the action steps that you're being guided to take need to be in alignment with integrity. So one of the things that this message says about this card is the ancient scales will always weigh your heart for truth. Please say a prayer to Haniel, who will help to clarify any illusion and move you to what is absolutely pure within your soul. So again, we have that word purity coming up. Doing things from that place of purity. There might be something connected to a person for you too. You know, is that relationship and integrity? What is your heart saying about that connection? If you had to weigh your heart right now, so messages from your higher self, there's a lesson to be learned from this. So these situations that you're trying to clear, or this heaviness that's coming up, is trying to teach you something. There's something that you need to learn about those situations. For some of you, it might be taking your power back, or surrendering to the releasing. Again, we have children in this card too. So there could be something here, maybe in this image, maybe something around school even, that resonates with your inner child and what's happening with you now. I know the universe works in mysterious ways, but sometimes I judge this situation instead of surrendering to it. I'm sorry, I don't know why these cards are not focusing clearly. There we go. Might be because it's getting dark in my room. The sun's going down. So again, there's something that you need to surrender to. you're judging this situation based on something that happened in your past, some kind of darkness or heaviness. Your inner child is still going back to that energy, and you need to shift that and bring this new energy so that you can fly. As twin flames, we are here to ascend and help others to do the same. So you may or may not resonate with the term twin flame, but this card is a message from your higher self saying that you're ascending. This is another card where, yet again, we have this energy of flying, of lifting, of ascending. And this could relate to this other person too. Look at the similar colors on this card, the similar like pink purple shades, and then the white of the swans and the lotus and the people dressed in white. This is all representing purity. You're clearing things away to get into that state of purity, and you may find that that leads that other person into your life or back into your life. What's coming up in the future for you? Cleansing waters. Purification activates vibrant life force. So clearing, we've talked about this a lot, right? You're clearing something, there's no doubt about that. Here's the lotus. Higher consciousness. She's floating. That means surrender. Travel lightly. Simplify your life. And there's the garbage can. So all that darkness, all that heaviness, you don't need it anymore. You're simplifying your life. You're getting ready to dump that stuff in the trash and to move on to your next stage. Voyage of the heart. Love flows through you and to you. Well, you know, we've talked about another person in this reading. So this is another sign that there's love coming into your life. But you need to release something from the past in order to make way for that. And I feel like there's some lessons here for you too about allowing your heart to open, letting love in, and maybe some of that prior darkness was holding you back. There's this water here too, this part of her hair. There's a ship, water, cleansing. Her eye is a new moon, which we have going on today and tomorrow. I feel like they're saying to you, love is going to flow to you. You don't need to work so hard at it. You just need to let go and allow love to come to you. Just like those swans gliding over the water. Just like this woman laying back and just floating. That's all you need to do, and new love is going to show up in your life. But somewhere, right, I'm just going back to this card. Perhaps when it comes to love, you're not doing your own baby steps. Maybe you're focusing too much on what the other person needs to do and you're forgetting something about yourself. That may be a message that applies to some of you if it resonates. So your last card here is an Isis Oracle. Pillar of Light, Descent of the Star of Isis is your message. Now the Star of Isis is Sirius, and the Lion's Gate is the alignment of our sun with Sirius, the great central sun. So I feel like the message here for you is definitely about your ascension, because you are activating more light within yourself. Let me just read. Well, the candle went out as I was speaking. Beings of light and divinity are calling you now. They wish to connect with you more strongly, and you are being guided to strengthen your energy field to allow more of the divine light that seeks you to flow through your body safely and into expression. So remember this card, I think I mentioned, like, there's a lot of light beings around you and a lot of angels, and that the angels are guiding you. So we're getting clarification or confirmation, I should say, about that. They're here and they want you to take on more light now. So you may want to practice bringing the light from above down into your body and down into the core of the earth, to help you connect more with your light body, to activate your light body, but you have to do it slowly, because you can very easily stress your body by bringing too much light into it. I do have a video on YouTube. I have a couple videos actually. One of them though is the violet flame. But before I get to the violet flame in that meditation, I lead you through a grounding exercise where we bring the light from above down into your body, and then bring the light of the earth up through your body, creating a pillar of light. So if this is something that's kind of new to you and you want to try a meditation like that, it's there. You just have to search for it on Twinstrology. If I think about it, I'll try to link it here or in the comments below. But yeah, this is part of your ascension, and you're flying. You're getting ready to take off somewhere with this Lion's Gate. If you would like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. I will link the cards that I've used today below if you're interested in knowing more about them. Also want to let you guys know that my deck, the Twin Flame Intuit, the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle, is now in stock. It's here. We have it. We can ship it out quickly. Going to be posting an unboxing and Twin Flame Divine Love reading with it in a few days. This is the new box that it comes in. So I'm excited to have that. If you're interested, I'll link that below. Happy Lion's Gate, everybody. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you soon. If you chose card number 3, and my black onyx dragon, this is your reading. The primary focus of your reading is energy. Life force is flowing. Open yourself to receive the power from within. So at this Lion's Gate, there's a lot happening with energy within you and around you. So that's where we're going to focus this reading on. From the Starseed Oracle, we have the card Empathic Starseed, Energetic Sovereignty, Absorbing what is not yours. So, okay, in this case, we're talking about the energy of your body. It could be a time where you're taking on a lot of people's stuff. A lot of starseeds are here to transmute earth energies. I totally understand because I'm one of them. You don't have to do anything but just be you, and you're going to be absorbing and transmuting energy. And it takes a lot out of our physical bodies. So you need to be aware if you're tired, if you're drained, if you don't feel like doing much. It's okay. Go easy on yourself. Ask yourself, is this my energy or is this someone else's energy? Sometimes it's really hard to know. Sometimes, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're picking up on it. You're doing that because you might just be helping to transmute it. For some of you, this might be about energetic sovereignty. How you can take back your power. And if you're an empath, sometimes that's a really difficult lesson for us to learn. It takes a long time to even understand how we're absorbing people's energy, how everything we feel is not our own energy. So if this is something that you're exploring at this Lion's Gate, then this is a confirmation to you that you're learning how to, number one, know what's yours and what's not yours. Number two, detach yourself from energy that's not yours. Number three, shielding yourself so that you're not absorbing other people's stuff. So I feel like, one of those two messages is going to resonate with where you're at right now. But the biggest thing that I'm feeling is this card is coming through because a lot of you are transmuters. And there's a lot being released right now that may be activating you. Let's continue to look into what's going on with you. The first card is Four of Clouds. Okay, so you're needing to rest right now. You're needing to go into a state of stillness. You have these angels here. They're stone, they're statues, they're isolated. This is what you need to do. Go into seclusion. And for a lot of you, it's because of the things that you're picking up energetically, the work that you're doing. You're going to honor the work that you're doing by taking care of yourself and resting. Some of you are going to be really sleepy too. It's okay to sleep. Ace of Stone. Okay, so there's also something grounding here for you. Besides what you're transmuting, and again, it can be you're transmuting for the collective. Maybe you're just picking up other people's stuff. Maybe you're making way for something in your life. Because this card is saying that you're in a fertile period and something new is grounding in your life. That's another thing that takes a lot of energy. So I think it's really key for you, number threes, to take care of yourself. I think grounding yourself is going to be important for this shift. Now that's funny because group number 2, I said, you may not be feeling grounded and that's okay. But for threes, I feel like because of all the energy work that you're doing, all the transmuting that you're doing, you need to clear yourself by grounding yourself. If you can get out into nature, do it. That will help you. I also have some videos on Twinstrology with some grounding exercises in them, grounding meditation. One is called the Violet Flame. And I think I have a meditation on actually healing and transmuting fear that I did when COVID-19 first came out. So if you're doing a lot of that transmuting energy, maybe that would be a meditation to help you. And I'll try to link those below if I remember. But it's like, I'm looking at this big mountain too, and it's like stillness. That's what you want to do. Still, grounded, nature, sleep. Two of water. Well, the Two of Water usually refers to a relationship. For some of you, this could be saying that you're, picking up energy from other people. But what I'm really focused on this card is this boat. And boats can move quickly. They glide over the water. They carry us places. Well, ships can move smoothly and they can be jostling all over the place. You want to do what you can to allow yourself to travel smoothly, to balance out your energy. Understand that the things that you're going through right now are going to help you move very quickly into something else when the time comes. So maybe an uncomfortable feeling that you're having right now because, you may be tired, you may be purging, you may not be active right now, but that's okay. Trust in what is coming. So the message from the angels is from Jophiel, and the message is liberation. And, some of your cards have this kind of golden yellowy energy on it. This one does, like this. This is kind of like an amber yellow, and this amber yellow is on this card as well. You may be connecting with gold frequencies right now, which is the frequency of Christ consciousness. It could be energies of your solar plexus being activated as well. Some of it could be because of what you're experiencing around other people. But the message of this card for you is that you're coming into some kind of clarity about the energetic work that you're doing. You're understanding more about what's yours and what's not yours. You're reaching a new level of discernment. And with that discernment, you're detaching yourself from that energy. And what I mean by that is you're not letting that energy rule you anymore. When you're feeling other people's energy, well, first of all, maybe some of you don't know. There's going to be a new understanding about that. But then there's also this, I can transmute this energy without having to really live this energy, without getting so attached to this energy that I have to let it drag me down. It's your level of surrender And that candle just went out. So maybe that's a sign about what I'm talking about. Because for a lot of you, this energy of transmutation that you do, it is a service that you're doing for humanity. And it's hard at first, but you're reaching this level where you're just like, okay, I'm just transmuting something. I don't need to own it. I don't need to take this on. I don't need to cry for 3 weeks about it. I can just detach from it and know that it's something energetic moving through me and let it go. And this is going to bring a new state of lightness of being to you. Messages from your higher self. I'm going through a dark night of the soul. Nothing is making sense. Well, you know, we talked about this heavy energy, but with this card, empathic starseed. Okay, well, they're saying that for some of you, if you're going through a dark night of the soul because of the transmuting that you're doing, and they're saying for some of you, like that empathicness is, it's like your heart is so sensitive that you feel so much that you spend a lot of time in sadness. The frequencies of humans bring you down. The energies that are on the earth is something that you struggle with. But some of what you're taking on, loves, is not yours, and it doesn't have to be that way if you just surrender and if you just learn energies. Learn how to let the energy move through you without attaching to it. Words have hurt me in the past, and that's why I fear talking to you. Well, I feel like because you're so empathic that you get hurt very easily. That's what we were just saying. And maybe this is creating a limitation for you. And you've got to release something from the past. You've got 2 8 cards here. These are cards about karma, number 8s. So letting go of the old energy. There's something here too about knowing that you're strong enough. Being able to set boundaries when appropriate. To protect yourself without being defensive, without doing it from a past hurt. But again, it's about surrender and discerning what is yours to own and what is not. As you surrender your 3D expectations, I surrender to our 5D connection. So remember, this is a message from your higher self. And your higher self is asking you to move into a higher vibration. To let go of some of the energy that's heavy in the 3D. So that you can connect more with your higher self. Your higher self is wanting to take you to the next level. When you're focused on the 3D, it doesn't leave room for the higher frequencies. And if you're struggling with a lot of pain and sadness, especially pain and sadness that's connected to the collective, that's connected to the world, you don't need to let this drag you down. How can you fulfill your role as a light worker here and ascend if you're too caught up in the drama and the tribalism that's being enacted here on Earth. That stuff is all going to work itself out, and all because you are helping to work it out. But take the high road, take the higher vibration, and don't own it. What's coming up in your future? While you have an impasse, reflect and redirect your energy. Well, we talked about your needing to reflect with the Four of Clouds energy. Reflect and redirect your energy. Remember, this reading for you is about where you're putting your energy. So clearly something at this Lion's Gate, or whenever you're watching this, wants you to understand how you're using your energy. And your energy is not being used right now as wisely as you could. So there's some new kind of clarity that's being brought to you to help you understand how to move around this impasse. Miracles. Expect the wondrous to emerge. Another new moon on this card. Oh, I guess the new moon that I mentioned before was on a different group. So sorry about that. There are miracles coming. And whatever it is that you're feeling right now is just a stage. And you're going to see real change happening in your life soon. And this is being echoed here by this other card, transformation. A fresh new way of living emerges. This is reminding me of this card. You know, the phoenix and the eagle. They're rising. You're rising. Remember, this card at the beginning talks about open yourself to receive the power from within. Where your miracles are coming from are inside of yourself. Your alignment with your higher self. So, you know, a lot of what I spoke about in all three of these readings is releasing energy so that we can create something new. And that's what you're doing. Whether you're releasing energy within yourself or whether you're transmuting energy that's being released from the collective, know that that release is just something that has to happen in order for the miracles and the transformations to happen. That's why they're saying, like, don't attach to your feelings so much. Don't attach to your emotions. Ground yourself. Know what a powerful light worker you are and how much you're doing. And you are changing the world just by being here. But, you know, you have to stay in remembrance of what energy are you bringing to the world. Are you in your power? Are you in your sovereignty? Or are you letting yourself be pulled all over the place by other people's energies? Or by old energy? So there's some new understanding coming for you around all of this, you know, and maybe it's changing your view of being empathic. Because we often see being an empathic soul has a curse. But really it's a gift. And you cannot be a healer if you're not empathic. If you can't feel what's going on in people's physical bodies, if you can't put yourself in the emotional place that the person you're working with is in, then you can't bring love and healing to them. Yet it's all about balance. Once you're done with the healing, you step out of that energy, you clear it, you ground it, and you move on. So the last card that I have for you is from the Isis Oracle deck, and it's Mother of Life. Nourishment from the golden grain mother. And it's interesting that we have those wings on that card, just like on the phoenix, the eagle. We have wings on the angels, and even this dragon, you can kind of see his wings there. We can sometimes fall into existing and doing rather than truly living. We only know that this has happened when suddenly our life seems dry, depleted, filled with tasks, or it feels like we're stuck in a rut or habit that may have been comfortable but is becoming stifling and suppressing. Isis, the Mother of Life, holds the ability to restore even the most numb, resistant, and difficult circumstances and people back into life. She calls to you now, seeking to bestow gifts of life upon you. Be bold and brave. Open your arms and receive. So where have you not been living? Where is your life depleted? This is likely to be where you're going to come up against that energy of an impasse. Yet, it's time to move away from that. So something's coming back to life for you, and you've perhaps been in a dark night of the soul for a while, and maybe you haven't been able to see how to get out of that. But Isis is here to say she is returning life to you. This card from Isis is also about having patience. And it may feel like change isn't going to happen. You know, things may feel stuck. They may feel at that impasse, or they may seem frozen. But trust that the Divine Mother is activating these new timelines for you. Something new is grounding. And there is some sort of transformation and miracles happening in your future. If you would like a personal reading with me, my website is twinstrology.com. I will link the cards that I used today below if you're interested in them. Also, my deck, the Intuit Twin Flame Oracle, is now in stock and ready to ship. So if you're local, I mean in the United States, you should be able to get the cards within a few days. So I'll put a link to them also below. Happy Lionsgate, everybody. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll speak to you again soon.